least I could do... I'd still be streaming if the power went out. I'd be running on battery power on the laptop, but... At least you do it old school and get a new job before you quit your current. Yeah, it gets very difficult to do that, though. I was so tempted. I was so tempted. I always said if you see me streaming like at 9 o'clock in the morning, it's probably because I quit my job. But it worked out, so... Everybody's like, oh my god, I can't believe you're leaving. And I'm like, well, you know, upper management should have treated me a little better, and things would have been different. This game a little loud. I hope not.
The automatic defense system is active.
Alright.
The automatic defense system is active.
Sounds okay. Leave it at that. Alright, so I tried to bind my gamepad to it, and it just didn't work. The analog sticks, I was using XPatter to do it. It was like a fix on the internet for it. And the analog sticks didn't work, so I'm going to continue with the keyboard. I got the keys set up correctly, so we should be okay with this. R is now reload instead of F, and E is my my action key, so I should be better at controlling our main character here. It's hard sometimes, but it's the right thing to do, and it looks better on your record. Exactly. Yeah, I've been there, and I've been so tempted, but it's the right thing to do. You're right. Hey, Alex, how are you doing? Merry Monday. We are about to restart Cold Fear, hopefully without the jankiness. How are you? Yeah. Start with a new game, fresh from normal.
On my mark. Go, go, go! Candid, Marcus. Advance by twos. Anyone else hear that? Negative. Something's out there.
Come in. Come in. Damn it, Hernandez. Talk to me. What's going on? I'm not getting anything here. Marcus. Law.
Can you hear me? Come on. Somebody answer me. Is anybody alive out there? Come in. Get me another asset up there pronto. Anything we've got. Anything.
Yeah, I hear you. This is the USS Ravenswood. We arrived in the vicinity of the vessel and will now initiate a search patrol and look for it. Ravenswood out.
Alright, so that's the opening cutscene.
You know your assignments. Hansen, you've got main deck port side. Watch yourself. You're going solo.
How come Hansen gets all the fun?
Because he's prettier than you are, DeSantos. Now cut the chatter.
This place is creeping me out. Where is everyone?
Steady, Friedman. Remember, I've got that extraction code in case things get hairy.
Morning party, this is the Ravenswood. The seas are too rough. We're gonna have to head back. You're on your own, people.
Note about ammo conservation. Let's look at it real quick. Look to their downed comrades as potential sources of ammo or medkits. We already know that. In the same interest of economy, use body searches when really necessary. We just search all the bodies. That's basically what you do in this type of game. Butt of your rifle. Yes, you could use the butt of your rifle to kind of push them back, but I didn't see much use in that yet. So, see if we use it. Strike out at them to free yourself and shoot at point-blank range. Do not simply empty your clips. Yeah. The problem is a lot of the enemies can damage us from far away, so we don't want to get too close to them. I remember you mentioning this last time. Yeah. I'm just gonna go over it real quick, but from the little we played last time, I didn't see that there was...
What's that smell? These old Russian whalers all stink to high heaven. What's that? Open fire! Open fire! Holy shit! Ah!
I'm falling back! Reform on my position! I repeat, reform here!
Lieutenant Lansing, come in, come in.
Yeah, it really didn't feel like we were going to lose too much ammo from what I saw last time. More horror games need the ability to either pistol whip or use shotgun clubs. True. Very true. So, that's crouch, reload, right there, shift, just aims. I prefer aiming this way, easier. Yeah, there's your pistol whip, so to speak. Yeah, there was definitely a lot of ammo around, and there's actually ammo up here. We climb up there, but I realize that we may need to leave it there, because we're going to have to backtrack once we get the code for the 2 doors down here. So I'm going to keep it there for now. Some games that have melee use it too, and build a game around sparse ammo, forcing melee combat. Yeah. Whoops. Got him. Run through. Let's get his ammo if we can. Probably not smart to do that, because a wave would have killed us. Try for it now. It's okay, we'll pick up a medkit in a second. Yeah, Doom 3 that we played recently had a really good way of knocking the enemies back.
The same way ours are. I better read the inscriptions so that I don't get lost. Let's see how much of my Russian I still remember.
Sam here, I don't think we'll be using it much to push him back, but...
Тихо! Они могут нас услышать! Помогите мне открыть эту дверь! Она закрыта на ключ, мы пропали!
Hey,
Осторожно! Один из них за углом! Черт! Черт! Черт!
Then again, they said Doom 3 was going to be a game that we would have ran out of ammo a lot. That never happened. So, I think we'll be okay. I killed both of them? I hope it did. Yes, it did. One thing this game does need, though, is a door animation. Because you hit to open the door, and then there's usually like a slight pause. So I keep hitting E thinking that the door never really opened. But it's in the process of loading. But if, you know, they actually did do the door animation, then this definitely would have been a blatant ripoff of Resident Evil 4. Or any Resident Evil, for that matter. Got a medkit here, I'll take it. we will backtrack, so there's going to be some locations where if I don't need the medkit, I'm just going to leave it behind.
This valve must control the sprinkler system.
I think this turns off the alarm as well. Waiting alarm.
Равноблатская пиздопребина!
Every headshot you take in this game, as we saw on Friday, just blows the guy's head away. They don't come back like as crimsons as they did in like Resident Evil HD or anything like that, I hope. So I'm gonna go for the headshot anyway, just in case. This door and the two doors that are on deck.
Whoever you are, you open this door now!
Yeah, there's somebody behind that door. We need to open it. We don't have the key code yet. But there's 3 doors we could open with the key code. Everything on the doors is written in Russian, so I'm not sure exactly what doors we're entering and what rooms we're going into. But it is what it is. Okay, so I have found a way of putting out the fire. Lansing is one of the the one with the radio code, the emergency radio code. He should be on the front deck, so we need to go find him. Note about the armory. Smoking in the armory is strictly forbidden. All types of munitions are stored there, and some are particularly unstable. Moreover, in our environment, there is a high probability of corrosion, which makes the handling of ammunition an even more delicate issue. You're reminded our facilities for dealing with serious injury are extremely limited. Yeah. What they're trying to say is there's not a lot of health out there. Yeah, so far so good. Everything's working smoothly now in this game. Even the controls are a little more solid. Note about electrical boxes. Yeah, they tell you that you could get electrocuted by them. So we don't really need to read that. Yeah, I just couldn't get the analog sticks to work, even with, like, X-Patter. So I was like, let's just use the keyboard.
Great, it's locked.
So there's a med kit in this room. I'm gonna leave it here.
Locked.
Page from Yusupov's diary. Nothing found. Yeah, so he's, just to give you the gist of it, I read it last time on stream, so they're talking about these creatures that they found in the ocean that were basically, they look like little squid, octopus-like creatures, and that's basically what latches on to the humans and turns them into zombies. And from what I'm told, they're a pain in the butt. Which is why I'm leaving that medkit behind, just in case we need to come back here later. I think we will. There's only save points here. There's no no save anywhere. We gotta keep that in mind as well. The upper deck key.
Gotta find a handle to stick back on this door.
Don't have the handle. So that key, I don't think it opens the closed door here. It opens the door at the end of the hallway that has the card reader. This door is closed too. I don't think it opens. Not that one. I think it was the other one next to it, maybe. Not all doors are meant to be opened. I'm gonna try every one just in case. There we go.
Не подходи!
Got him. We need the passcode. This has pistol ammo. There's a door right ahead of us. There were also double doors in there. Try the double doors. Great, this brings us to a kitchen. See where this takes us. Back on deck? No, thank you. Let's put out this fire. Oh, good thing we didn't put it out before he ran through it. That was kind of dumb of him. Back in here, that's fine. Can explore all the rooms. Search it at passcode. We got lucky indeed.
What the hell is that?
A zombie. He was still moving with half a head missing.
Не подходи!
Thing found. He's still moving? No. Shouldn't have looked into that toilet either. Nothing like a romantic cruise ship getaway, yeah. I've never actually taken a cruise. That's locked too. Never been on a cruise. Go around here one more time and make sure we got everything. I didn't miss anything, right? There's no inventory in here, so if you get a med kit, you automatically use it. You get ammo, it just gets added to your inventory, and if you can't pick up the ammo, it just stays on the ground. Probably leave more of it on the ground for our second, or when we backtrack here. What does this say? Showers. Already been in there. This is what? Captain's quarters, which we can't get into. Alright. Let's go outside. They started yelling at me in Russian and make it our way to the front of the ship. That's where they told us to go. No, we're still getting shot at. Get in there. Get in that room. Try this staircase first.
Great, it's locked.
Forgot we could probably look around here. Okay, at least we're not in the line of fire right now. Whole mess of ammo down there. This is all new. We didn't make it even this far last time, I don't think. Should have left the health pack there, if I knew that's what it was. We really want to be this high up on the ship at this moment. Anybody down below? I heard that at certain points you can get blown off the ship or fall off. Hope that doesn't come into play too much, but see, that's the back of the ship. Need to go forward. Go back inside. We'll go out that side entrance, or exit, which takes us a deck below. proceed from there. So we want to go outside here. Popped his head right off. Perfect.
It must be downstairs.
I bet it's downstairs. I feel like there's going to be a second Russian soldier here, and there he is. Also an harpoon here that I think we could use at some point. I mean, I guess we're gonna fight a whale or something. It would make sense. Some kind of sea monster. Call me Ishmael, exactly. I was almost tempted to try to play the PS2 version instead, but the graphics are definitely better here. This is where we need to be anyway. The med kit. I'll hold on to that for a second. Oh. Blow his head off just in case. This is actually where the first save point is, luckily.
Lansing? Oh, man.
Here's my question. Was he actually using the toilet when he died?
On the code.
Oh, great.
Help me! Holy...
That's a zombie. Ah, come on. Blow your head off. It's to make sure you're dead. He had a health pack too. Yeah, so those zombies are going to be fierce and they're going to run fast at us, but we'll have better weapons eventually. And we're going to get like a machine gun and possibly a shotgun, I hope. Because we can't do it with a pistol alone. Lockers don't open. Alright, so let's go out the front for a minute so we could save it. Uh-oh. coming towards me, ain't he? Gotta pop their heads off, otherwise we're in trouble. Got him. So we got some health. So the zombies are just Russian soldiers that reanimated themselves. For now. Whoa, no, 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 don't fall off. Don't fall off. That's gonna be happening often. Unfortunately. So we gotta head back now to where we can actually use these codes.
The radio room must be up these stairs.
Radio room is up the stairs. Hey, Genie Mania. Looks like you're experiencing typical weather we have here in Finland. I don't know if we're in Finland, but typical weather if you're out on the seas, right? We're gonna have some of this weather here tonight, we think. How's everything? Let's see if this code we have. Go back to the radio room since you mentioned it. Ugh, these tank controls. At least they're working better now.
I have to find a magnetic card.
Alright, so we need a magnetic card for that. This takes us outside. Oh, this isn't gonna end well because the waves are just gonna knock us down. Radio room's up this way. Hey, Crazy Kane. Ooh, I've always thought this game looks cool. It is pretty cool. Came out 2 months... I thought it came out a month before Resident Evil 4. It came out 2 months after. There's a lot of similarities between the two games, but Ubisoft, you know, would have had 60 days to completely change and copy it. Resident Evil 4. But it's a cool survival horror game. We'll see how well it works. There's no save anywhere. You gotta do the save checkpoints. He said that the radio room was up this way somewhere. That's the way we came out. Eyes on 2022. I hear you. Same here. Next year is going to be better, I hope. Okay, so we just need to find the radio room. This doesn't open. How's it going, Kane? We had to restart this game today on stream, so you didn't miss much so far. Gonna be big changes on work, all for the better? Good, I'm glad to hear that. I just made changes myself on my job. So, that's locked. It said the radio room is up this way. That's the radio room? And then there's the 2 doors downstairs. Okay, so... just go down from here. We'll be back to where we started the game at.
This looks like the wrong way.
Alright, nice of you to tell me. Hey, Hefe, how's it going? Me too. Finished my current job in 2 weeks. Congratulations, man. I finished mine in 2 weeks as well. I start my new one on the 15th of November. So, they said radio room, not radio tower, so we don't go up there. There's no door here, right? The restart was because I couldn't get the controls down last time, and the game kept crashing when I would minimize it. And we got pretty far in it and then died before we could save. So I changed the controls, and I couldn't get it to work with a gamepad no matter what. The analog sticks weren't working, so I was like, let's just play it with keyboard and mouse. Sinitar did it with keyboard and mouse, so I figured we should be able to. And the changes I made to the control are pretty good. Still the wrong way, right? Backtrack the entire way then. That's where we need to go. It's where the keys or the keypads are for the passcode we have. I'm aiming to start on that same day, but there's some background checks that might cause a delay. They keep asking me for documents that I have to go into town to scan. Yeah, that's always a pain in the butt. They were trying to get me in as fast as possible here. So, and luckily we have a scanner that my wife's job gave her. I was able to do it here, but it's a pain to get all these documents together. There's no map in this game. That's what's fun about this game. Could have used a map.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Hey, Camilio, how's it going? Either way, funny that we end on the same day and maybe start on the same day. Yeah, hope it works out for you and you don't have to delay any further. I get a nice week off and it happens to be the week of my birthday. So, it works out in the end. Emilio, thank you for the host. Appreciate it. You had to introduce the Warriors to one of your coworkers. That's cool. Never seen it? The classic. Uh-oh. That guy just ran past us. Okay. Do we have the passcode for this door?
I've got to find that code.
But we got the code already. Maybe it's a different code for that door. Main deck, hold 5.
It looks like this will do the job.
Nice. Now we get a machine gun, I hope. He doesn't have any more ammunition. What about his gun? Can I pick that up? That's it? I can't pick up his machine gun? Probably could have blew this up. Yeah, to watch the Warriors for the first time, if there was any movie I could go back and maybe, like, wipe my mind of and rewatch, it would be that. Well, it's a good sign that you might be heading in the right direction, at least. Exactly. He ran in here. We ran in after him. Come on. There you go. All these zombies are going to be out and about. Alright, so you can't kick him back, at least. I think he ran right into the shot.
You stupid son of a whore! When I get out of here, I will kill you!
Who the heck is in this room? Check our mission brief. I have to find the E key to access the catwalk to the radio room. E key. Find a radio room. Do not go outside. Think we need to kill her? Maybe. Let's give her a chance first. Wow, they move fast. A bit jarring after playing Resident Evil 4 where they just stop once they're in range. The one thing this game did right that Resident Evil didn't do right is that you could fire while you're moving. You can shoot your gun while you're moving. Resident Evil 4, the thing it got wrong was that you had to stop and shoot and then move. He was yelling at us. We don't need that stress. Ugh, if anybody doesn't need stress, it's me. Alright, well, we'll take a vote when we meet her. And you guys want me to kill her? Maybe I'll kill her. Give everybody a chance first. At least in the VR version, you can move and shoot. You can? Really? They did that in the VR version? Votes for kill. Yeah, that's one vote for kill. So they kind of sent us back up this way, but... There was some pistol ammo in here. Let's grab it, I think. I have to find the E key to access the catwalk to the radio. Continue to look. If I don't find it, I'm going to try to see what else can be done without having to go that route. There's definitely like a room or two we haven't been into up here. Oh my god. Really? Alright, I'm gonna leave that medkit in there still.
Great, it's locked.
It's still locked. He came out of here, so let's check him. Even though he just melted away. It'd be funny if the key was in here. Something here. There's Johnny. Yeah, that was that kind of moment, wasn't it? Yeah, you can't read what's on the doors, they're all in Russian. So, I can't really say, like... I don't really know what room I'm going into. Sometimes it translates them, sometimes it doesn't. I think it only translates them if they're important. But now that these are open, I can't search them. Backtrack a little bit. I can read Russian, but the stuff is so rubbed off it's hard to see clearly. Oh, okay. I did not know you knew how to read Russian. Do you know what this says? Crew quarters. Obviously, they translated it. I guess we're only meant to have translations of what can be read. Yeah, it says crew quarters. Well, they told us. Do we need a handle to a door to get into the captain quarters? Go through here one more time. The objects have a little bit of a glow, I think, when you can find them. We ever go this way? This just leads around to where we were before, okay. They said the radio room was up here.
Great, it's locked.
We need that key card. I don't trust those corpses either, but they will not turn into crimsons, from what I'm told. I hope not. He said that was the wrong way. Literally, it's cabin company. True. So it would be crew quarters in English and translate to cabin company in Russian. Yeah, I don't know what the point of this part is, this tower, yet. Probably serves a purpose later in the game. Staircase here is busted. There's no other way down, right? Maybe from this side? Let's talk to him. Haven't gotten the right weapon, so we're supposed to get the machine gun at some point. Captain's quarters?
Great, it's locked.
Not yet. Your company has a group or crew. Got it. I'm not going that way. There we go. They just announced to the rest of the organization that I am leaving. I'm going to get a million emails about how sorry they are that I'm leaving. Well, honestly, there were a lot of people who I worked with there who were pretty cool, and I'd like to keep in contact with.
Great, it's locked.
Alright, so I have no way to go downstairs. Yell into this? This is where the game started. Outside of the ship. Send an email on your last day to point out the douches and the cool people by name. I already have my list of who I'm gonna actually give my personal email to and my my phone number to. They want to stay in touch. This is the side exit. This sends us across the other side of the... Uh-oh. Are zombies out here? Hold on. It was just dramatic music because I could get knocked off by the wind. Yeah, I don't see anything to do here except for using that harpoon gun. Oh, we can go downstairs here. We did that before, I think. Let's see what we missed. Also, snitch on the dude who steals people's lunches from the fridge. What if I'm that person? Luckily, we've been remote for 2 years now, so I haven't had any real reason to steal lunches. Oh! Got him. Alright, at least we found our way here. Like every other guy here gives you ammo. I'm gonna blow his head off just in case. Oh, of course. Oh, there's one behind us too. Come on. Oh, we're goners. Okay, at least we know where to go. This should start from the save point. Hopefully we don't have to start it over again. I guess you can blame it on someone else and get them in trouble. I could have gone better. Yeah, I could have. We also worked in a WeWork. So for those of you in America who know what a WeWork is, it's basically just an office space, shared office space. You rent out a bunch of rooms and that's where your company has their office. It's like renting out dorm rooms almost. So you're sharing the fridge, not just with your coworkers, you're sharing it with every company on that floor. So it gets even more interesting. Alright, good. It started from the save point. So we're not going to backtrack. We're going to go through that door that I just died in. One down. Man, you really got to push them away, especially when you're... Got him. Barely. Just keep my lunch in a cooler in the trunk of my car. That's a good way to do it. I would usually go out and buy lunch, but in Manhattan, in New York City where I worked, it was just so expensive to get lunch. I was usually paying like between coffee, breakfast, and lunch, $25 a day. Kind of sucked. Did he fell down. Okay. Get up, buddy. Gonna make it across here to those double doors. You only eat once a day? I only used to eat once a day too, but then I had to take medication, so I would have to eat it on a full stomach. Wait, what? You're dead. Die already. No, I didn't want to go outside. The body's gone, so I can't search it. That was stupid. This is where they come out of, and I really need a health pack. Generic chips and a thermos of coffee? Yeah. Yeah, it is too much money. It's ridiculous. Bring peanut butter and jelly. What I would sometimes do is just try to wake up early and eat at home. Look, they're gonna come alive. There's a medkit right there. I get this guy's head off before... No. That worked. Get the medkit. Get the medkit. There you go. Some health. Where's the other one? One of them's gonna come from behind. Seriously, man. Come on. Oh well. Like literally getting an email about a long email here, like refusing. I'm off duty right now. I'll write all the sentimental messages back. At least they care. Okay, let's try to do this somewhat better. Took his head off. Thank God put a laser sight on this. Most of the guns do not have laser sights, by the way. Why? Oh, he's shooting at me now. Why did the zombie turn and hit him again? Get some distance there. They don't seem to respond to anything other than headshots. Yeah, that's the only way to do it. It has to be headshots. Unloading on their chest kind of slows them down. Nope. Come on. There we go. I'm really gonna have to use the butt of the gun to kind of move him away. He's like, come at me, bro. With a freaking meat cleaver. This guy, when I killed him before, he had no head and he was still slicing and dicing me. Fair, just thinking it's not really saving ammo. No. When you're out on deck and the ship is moving this way and that way, and you're trying to shoot its head, it's very difficult. Betrayer, and it was dependent on headshots. You die otherwise? Of course it was a completely different game than this one. I'll have to take a look at that. We're a little bit better off now. They were supposed to get a machine gun. That's what all this ammo's for on the floor, but there we go. Some of the more powerful muskets. Yeah, that kind of pushes them back a little. And then they fall down, and I guess you could shoot their heads off while they're down. That's the advantage of shooting them in the chest. Even if it does use up ammo. There's nowhere else to go here. This room was just here for me to pick up some ammo and kill some zombies. Alright. You say so. We play with a bow? On this side. The storeroom? Oh, now we got the machine gun. Let's try this sucker out. Use up all its ammo, right? Ammo for the AK-47. See, that AK-47 doesn't have a sight, so it's gonna be hard to do headshots. They're gonna tell me to shoot the fire extinguishers, are they? All soldiers are extremely cautious if exchanging gunfire in rooms containing fire extinguishers. These devices contain highly compressed gas, which can cause explosions. You will be held responsible for any damage you cause to the ship or to your comrades. Onishenko. There's a way out of here through there. Let's go that way. Let's not touch and shoot the fire extinguisher. Can we go that way? Why is he not? Hold on. We stuck? There we go. There we go. We're stuck on something there. Ho ho ho, machine guns here. Who are you? Alright, at least we're back on the main deck. We did find that. Probably best to use the AK-47. We do have some ammo for it. AK goes boom. And the rooms we have the code for are right on the other side of here. The room upstairs that has ammo, but I don't know if that's considered the radio room. Like some kind of control up there. Let's go up there. We were never able to use it last time. I think there was just ammo in this room. That zombie outside. Yeah, this room is nothing. It's meaningless. Grab some water. The deck house. There you go. That's what that said. So, I always thought this was a ship. Apparently it's like a oil rig or something in the ocean. And then the second half of the game takes place on a ship. Unless I read something wrong. And vice versa.
I've got to find that code.
We have the code. Don't tell me to go find it. For this side?
I've got to find that code.
Did we not pick up the code from the zombie? What code did we pick up? Good Lord. Sorry. I'm a little pissed off that we don't have the code. The radio room must be near the crew quarters. But we were at the crew quarters. There was no radio room. Wait, let's go back. At least we have a shortcut there now. This door is open.
Damn thing's locked from the other side.
Ah, it's locked again. Really, a captain's quarters would imply a ship. That's what I thought. But then there was like one review I watched, and the guy was saying that this is an oil rig, and I'm like, ow. Well, that worked well. I guess we haven't been back here since we
Looks
died.
like this will do the job.
Hard wheel for the fish hold. Okay. Leave that there. Shoot, there's another one. Got one. Nothing.
You stupid son of a whore! When I get out of here, I will kill you!
We're gonna kill her eventually. There's always another one. Yeah. It's the case. I kind of screwed up. We were supposed to go to the quarters of the crew's quarters, and we were there. I think I'm heading the wrong way. And the radio room is near it, at least we know. No, that's where the water is. We can't even go that way. Try upstairs. Again with this? Oh man. Got him. So you can kind of use the combination of the two guns. There was nothing in this room, from what I remember. You say again, remember you died after it happened last time. That's true. So technically we are doing this for the first time. We kind of bypassed all that before when we restarted.
The radio room must be up these stairs.
Okay. You keep telling me that, and I have the code key for it, so is this it?
I have to find a magnetic card.
And what do I have? The radio code. The radio room must be near the crew headquarters. It's supposed to be lined up.
Great, it's locked.
Or am I supposed to do something to use this? Question is this radio room that's written on there? Say it's near the crew quarters, so let's go to the crew quarters. And there's no crew quarters here. Should have added a map to the game. I would have added one. Wonder if anybody's actually mapped it on the internet. Don't want to go up there.
Great, it's locked.
So he said the radio room is right up these stairs. That has to be the radio room. I have to find the E key to access the catwalk to the radio room. So we know there's a catwalk. The radio room must... We have the radio code. We don't have the key. Pick everything. Could have forgotten something. Oh, this does have a scope. It just doesn't have the flashlight. Nobody here has a code or a card. Definitely missing out on something. No, 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 no! There we go. Crew quarter is right downstairs. So let's go there. There was that extra door in there. Watch the card be in there. It's like on one of the dead guys. I just didn't insert them. A map would definitely be good. I've quit some very good games because of no map. Yeah. I mean, I have a good memory of where we're looking around, but still. See, there's something here that I missed. Page from Dr. Kamsky's diary. Notes on exocell infection. We have deliberately infected and observed over 300 subjects, including dogs, apes, orcas, and human beings. Those subjects have been placed under permanent biometric surveillance and dissected to accurately chart the growth of the exocell organism and help to learn how to control the process. Infection and change. The time it takes an infected individual to mutate depends on two factors: how long it takes the exocell to get a tendril into the victim's brain. That sounds awful. And the infected body's natural resistance. At present, we have no way of knowing how long the complete process takes for a given individual, since body mass, height, and age seem to be of little importance. Any individual infected by an exoshell should thus be given an antidote as quickly as possible. No antidote is available, the host's brain must be destroyed. Hence the headshots. I have terrible orientation skills. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. For some reason in this game, I feel like I could have a photographic memory of where things are in this section at least. But yeah, if we get stuck, I might just look online to see if somebody created a map. Somebody out there must though. Prevent the subject from becoming active and potentially contaminate host. Indeed, the exocell seems to be able to reanimate a brain that has been clinically dead for several days. That's crazy. You can keep your exocells. Anything else here? Health pack? Okay. There has to be something here we missed. There's something on this table over here. It's ammo. I think I should kill him, right? And you know what? In case. Nothing useful. I did all that for nothing useful. Okay. What's in here again?
The damn thing's stuck.
Stuck. Nice calendar on the wall. I was playing Shadow Man Remaster recently and it's so good, I found myself spending more time reading walkthroughs than actually playing the game. I mean, I'm happy to explore, but after multiple 2-hour sessions of no progress, it gets a bit ridiculous, exactly. Especially in that game, I've seen many people get lost in it, streaming it. Played the original and had no desire to play the remaster. A lot of backtracking? Yeah, this game's gonna have a lot of backtracking too, but... There's nothing back here, like a door or anything. Yeah, there is a door here. But where? I don't think we've ever been through there. No, we've been here. This is a shortcut back to the other side. I'm gonna look it up in a minute if we can't find it. It's probably in an obvious place, too. Like, it would be glowing or at least blinking like a light or something if it was here. Yeah. This takes me there and I can't open it because it's locked. Alright, let's look it up. Let's get a hint. So the room you can't get into, I think it says control point. Many of these words I'm not familiar with, so I have to look them up. Thanks for the help, Braxton. Control point. Okay. I'm going to take a 2-minute break, look up where this key is, and then I'll be right back, and we'll go find it. This key card. Some of the letters you can't see clearly, though. You know that room where you... Yeah. The remaster of Shadow Man definitely fixes the controls. Okay. Give me a second here. I'm going to look this up. I'll be right back. Don't go away. Okay, so a few things. When you knock a zombie on the floor, or even a soldier, hopefully this will fix itself. It did yesterday when I unpaused it. I turned off full screen optimizations. So this should fix itself, right? Please? There we go. This takes a second. So A, you can... Let's try this. Get over there and let's smash his head. There you go. So you don't have to headshot it. Maybe a map transition will fix it? Yeah, a map transition usually fixes it. It fixed on its own yesterday when I unminimized it. I turned off full screen optimizations in Windows. That should have fixed it, but...
Give me a hell yeah!
Hey, DRS. That's actually a good guess, Kane. That might open a wall, but I realized there is a door down here in the water that we couldn't open. Remember, it needed like a latch or something? This door up here? We actually have that. It's this wheel. Hand wheel for the fish hold. I think that's what we needed. Welcome, DRS. That head stomp was kind of underwhelming. Yeah, it was kind of underwhelming. Shooting their heads off is better. A headshot would get it to drop instantly, but it's good to know that you can finish them off if you take them down with body shots. Yeah. I don't want to spend all my ammo. There we go. Now we could save it again. So there are a good amount of save points here. It's just they're spread out. Awesome. The game is good. I fixed some things in it. We didn't crash. We just had that graphical glitch I had before, but we were able to overcome it just by changing an area on the map. It's funny how they don't even document that on PC Gaming Wiki. A note about red fuel valves. Okay. Major, it has come to our attention that some of your men, have been playing at shooting the red valves off the fuel pipes. Not only does this lead to lengthy, dangerous, and costly repairs, it also causes a jet of burning gas to burst from the broken valve. 2 technicians have already been badly injured as a result. Please order your men to cease this immediately. Okay, at least we're making progress. That's another way to kill them. Shoot the valves. Anybody hear that squeaky sound? It's a whale in here? Okay. Well, it is the fish hold. Yeah, game's pretty decent so far. We've overcome some of the jankiness that we had in the first playthrough. So what? This moves up and then launches it out the door up there?
The damn thing's stuck.
Belt down here, we're fine for now. What is this box? Nothing. Miss an interaction at the whale's head. Thanks for pointing that out, Kane. Get head back there. Radio room key. Oh god. Okay, that's the exocell. Oh boy. These are what are infecting everything and turning them into zombies, for the most part. I think that's all of them. Face suckers, yes. Who would have sucked to miss that? Definitely. That's exactly what we needed to progress. Gotta love it when your character model is in the way of your shots. I should have just not done the third-person view. It would have been okay. But that's what I was hearing. All that's squeaking and suction cup things. This key opens the control compartment and radio room upstairs. There we go. That's a red valve right there. I don't want to waste the ammo, but if we shot this thing, it'd probably be as lethal as that. Fire extinguisher.
The damn thing's stuck.
It's alright. We don't need it. What's... Oh, oh, oh!
There's too much water pressure. I can't open the door.
There's too much water pressure. I can't crush his head. Stop, 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 stop. You're dead. Okay, so now we just gotta go back to the radio room. I believe it was this way? So how easy is it to get the game running on a modern OS? It's pretty easy. My problem is that since I have a gaming laptop, I could have played this at 4:3 ratio. It would have been okay. I probably wouldn't have had these graphical glitches, but what my computer does is it stretches out to the size of my screen. And no matter what option I turn off for my NVIDIA card, it still does it. So I went with the widescreen fix here, and I think that's what's causing some of the graphical glitches. For the most part, it's pretty easy to get working. You can get the Steam version. This is the retail version. I think all I really did was mess around with the controls to get them to where I like them, so that I didn't have the problem I did on the first game, on the first day that we streamed this. Unfortunately, there is no support for modern controllers, even with the Steam version. So it's all keyboard and mouse, I think, for the most part. And I couldn't get it working with a one of those little key things. Key to pad or joy to pad or anything like that. X-Patter was the one I tried.
Watch how much I'm using. I ain't got an unlimited supply.
You might want to reload, by the way. Oh, thank you. I didn't even notice that. There's no auto reloading. Joy to key? Yeah, I tried joy to key. Alright, this place is infected now. We gotta go up these stairs to get to the room, and now we can finally open it. Wouldn't mind keyboard and mouse. The mouse aiming looks pretty good. It does. But I had an issue last time where I just couldn't control where he was moving because the mouse was aiming him or like looking around. So I disabled that, and now it's just keyboard and mouse.
It's unlocked.
Alright, finally. Get in there. There we go. Just die on me. There's another one in here, isn't there? So we got like 4 rooms in here. That's the radio room. Yeah, so right now we're playing it keyboard and mouse. I'm gonna open a door and a zombie's gonna come running at me. That's what's gonna happen here.
Bravo, 7-9er, can you hear me?
Who am I speaking to? Where's Lansing?
Lansing's dead. This is Hansen. Everyone else is down.
Bloody hell. Then I guess we're stuck with each other, Hansen, but you're not the only survivor. There's still a very dangerous man loose on that ship, Colonel Dmitry Yusupov. He needs to answer a few questions. Round him up, and then we'll get you out of there.
Who's we?
I'm CIA Special Agent Bennett, Mr. Hansen. Patch this frequency through your headset. You might need my help. Bennett, out.
The perfect setup for a zombie attack.
Just great.
Of course. Find Yusupov. But we found them already. It's behind door number 1. Of course it is.
So where's this guy I'm looking for?
Rear deck house. We got a fast satellite look through the cloud cover and pinpointed him.
Must be nice. I'm on my way.
Rear deck house. Okay. Crush his head. Crush his head. Ah, forget it. Why does it say nothing again? It's like we only searched them once. Something up here. Probably a card, I hope. A letter about the spears. Per your request, here is a manual on how the spear gun works. Please note that these are still experimental devices and should only be used in the greatest of emergencies. Also, bear in mind that the production of the spears is complex and costly. They must be used for their intended purpose, not as ammunition against the creatures. The spears give off an enzymatic gas which attracts the contaminated organisms. When released by impact, the exocell is fooled into thinking there is a large source of protein nearby. The effect lasts until the enzyme vapor dissipates. At that moment, we cannot sustain the vapor for more than a few seconds. I will keep you informed of our latest progress. Hey Drac, how's it going? We're doing pretty good now. I managed to get the controls down to where they're usable at least. So we started over and we got pretty far. We've found our save points, everything's going well so far. This is the radio room. Gotta head off? Take it easy, Kane. Yeah, have a good night, Kane. I know it's late. I can confirm the door does say radio room. Thank you, Braxton. Braxton can read Russian Cyrillic. Radar room. Yeah, so that's the radar room. That's the radio room. Behind door number 3.
Great, it's locked.
Steer this thing? It has to be a ship. It's got steering mechanism. Ship's wheel. The rear deck. Alright. Let me take a quick break. I'll be right back. There we are. Alright, let's find this rear deck. Do you want to save? Yeah, hell yeah. This game is really not that long. It takes a lot of time to backtrack and you do get lost. So it goes from like 4 hours to 8 hours because of that. Thanks, Track. I can't see this guy. So the rear deck would be where the harpoon gun is. I know we've come across that. Can we go through here? He doesn't have any more ammunition. Okay. front deck. Okay, so we don't want to go that way. Apparently. Crew quarters. What did this say? Sick bay. Okay. Main deck. There's nothing in there anymore.
I've got to find that code.
There's a woman trapped in there. Who apparently we're gonna kill because she's gonna kill us if we don't do it. Damn, there's a lot of murder going on. That's right.
This door ain't opening.
I think Braxton's gonna be disappointed if we don't murder her. Alright, there's a health kit there. We'll remember that for later. Murder on the high seas. How's that not opening? That's the way we came in here. You again? That zombie always spawns every time we come back in here. Damn. Yeah. He couldn't have threatened us. It's her own fault. He shouldn't have threatened us. That's right. We don't even know who she is. We gotta open the door, basically. Portside cold rooms. Is there a dead guy right here? Controls are busted. So there was nothing in this room. There we go. Now we'll never be able to go through there. None of these doors can open because of the pressure, due to the water being there. I need to find another way around.
Locked.
Still locked, right? Did it magically open itself up? The door up there, there's a door here. I Takes us around again. Boat's not sinking, but it's caught in a bad storm. So there have been times where we've actually almost got thrown off the boat. Just say again. Oh! Let's see that guy. See that AK ammo. Yeah, this game is pretty cool. Keep going that way, though. I don't want to go that way. Might have to. The crew quarters brings us back to the back of the ship, I think. You know, let them be preoccupied. Let them kill someone. At least one or two of them. Remember how they said we shouldn't be using this for recreational purposes or whatever? Spear gun. Not for now. I think it's to be used later. Yeah, let them keep themselves occupied there. Keep going through here.
The damn thing's stuck.
Still locked. No, run! Alright, we got some health at least. Ammo. I hope we're heading the right way on this ship. There's no way of knowing, there's no map. This brings us back to where we were before. We couldn't get out that door. There you go. Run. Oh boy. We're out of ammo. The bodies disappear before we could even search them. The rear deck shed. This has to be the rear deck. The rear deck shed might be upstairs. Let's go up there. Really? I don't have a good line of fire on him. Took him down, I hope. Save the game. So this has to be the rear deck. The dormitory. Okay, let's go this way. Just do alternating saves. Here we are.
Здравствуйте. Speak English. It doesn't matter now.
What's going on here, Colonel?
A terrible mistake. Find Anna. She has answers.
Where is she?
Locked up for protection after that idiot Captain Lubensky hid in the cold storage. Now here, take this experimental. The bolts are chemically treated to distract them. It may save your life.
May save my life.
Yusupov's journal.
I often wonder what really convinced Kamsky to work for me. The well-being of his beloved daughter, or his poor quality shots of the exocell I showed him. I recall his first encounter with the strange creature. He seemed both horrified and fascinated. However, when one was turned loose on the caged dog, it was his fascination that clearly got the upper hand. He immediately recognized the exocell's tremendous potential, but ever the cunning negotiator claimed he no longer had the intellectual or physical resources to accept such an undertaking. He who had given so much to an army he persisted in referring to as the Soviets. However, when I mentioned the amount of funding my partners were prepared to grant, I sensed he was not so weary. When I added a bit that his daughter was already on her way to join him out in the Star of Sakhalin, that was the end of it. He immediately agreed to stay on the platform and supervise the installation. They're referring to it as a platform, but clearly it's a ship. It's an oil tanker. He immediately agreed to stay on the research platform, the installation, and the research. As I had expected, Kamsky quickly assured me that the exocell had military potential, but he feared it was uncontrollable. With Barkarov's help, I was initially very wary when the cartel imposed him on me, but he soon turned out to be a valuable asset. His first task was to develop an antidote. Protecting yourself from your own weapon is an old, often life-saving instinct. The first strains met with failure, but one of them produced unexpected results. The monsters were drawn to the gases given off. Barkarov was the one who built the first prototypes of the compressed air spear gun. Obviously, the effect on the creatures is limited. Only those within a radius of less than 20 meters from the spear are attracted. And the effect is temporary, but the results are promising. I'll try to make the most of the last trip to the present to present the latest version to the cartel. I should, given the latest advances, production of these devices would seem quite feasible. This goes on and on. I hope that, unlike the last consignment, the specimens will be ready and in good condition. Kamsky has been insistent about this. When I think that barely 9 months ago he was unwilling to experiment on humans. That Anna has all the fury of a real Russian woman. In fact, I have been forced to lock her up in one of the holds on the main deck. Okay, so the woman who is on the deck below is named Anna. Apparently she's kind of trapped here and was held here in order to basically keep this scientist Kamsky on board. So Braxton, she's not really evil. Rest in peace, Anna. Well, I'll try shooting her. Code for the rear deck starboard door. Rear deck starboard door. Code for the main deck hold Anna. So we got 2 codes here. I'm hoping I'm not going to have to enter them. Probably take a screenshot. This computer doesn't even have print screen. What's print screen? It's like F15. This keyboard. It's a Mac keyboard I have attached to a PC. Probably do it on here. Print screen is F12. There we go. Damn it. Let's see if we could actually even shoot her. We got the code for the rear deck door. Code for the armored door. Where Anna is. Yusupov has locked Anna in one of the holds on the main deck. We know where she is. I have to find a door to the rear deck. That's where I'll find Anna. What's this?
Let's see what this spear gun can do.
Ooh, spear gun. New weapon. Search him too.
Mother of God, Bennett, you would not believe what I just saw.
Easy there. I heard it all. You need to go find Captain Lubensky. Pronto.
But this girl, Anna...
It's probably just some Russian hooker Yusupov had on board. Go find the captain before that tub you're on capsizes.
Yusupov said she had answers. I'd like a few of those.
Hansen, I'm trying to keep you alive here.
And I'm gonna keep her alive. Hansen out.
Did you get a spear gun and, like... Hold on. What exactly did that spear gun do, though? Oh, I see. It brings them all to one spot. It attracts them all to the center there, and then you could just shoot them. Spear gun's neat. Used right. Get out of here. What do I get for not killing you to begin with? You shoot the guy in the head with the spear gun, they all move towards him, and while they're doing that, you just kill them. That's what the spear gun is for. So I know where Anna is. Should we save her first? I have a feeling this is going to open up a shortcut to Anna.
It's unlocked.
Shoot him! Shoot him in the cutscene! Oh god, here we go. Oh. No ammo. There we go. And now to shoot this little thing. Got it. Damn, man, we're only down to four shots. We got the spear gun. Nothing for machine gun. We definitely need more ammo. More ammo for the cause. What's in here? Is that open? No. I think I'm gonna go rescue Anna. Only because if we go any further that way, we're gonna end up getting ourselves killed with no ammo. There's ammo right here, too. I think... There it is. Good. What the heck? Sounded like gunfire. We gotta go a long way around to get to Anna.
Damn thing's locked from the other side.
Okay. Well, we know where she is. We just gotta find a different way to her. Of course we do. Alright, give me a second. Yeah, you're right. It is going to be the longest route possible to Anna. Because you gotta make it interesting. We're making really good progress in this game. Every save point is considered a chapter in the game. We've been through like 5 or 6 of them now, so... Alright, we're gonna have to go this way with our 11 bullets. I gotta be more attentive to loot the zombies before they disappear. The engine room? Nobody said anything about going to the engine room. Good, there's health here. Pistol ammo. Feels good. I bet you we go through half the game before we actually find Anna. We either go downstairs or we go through one of these doors. Look at the machine gun ammo. Good thing I went back here. Propeller shaft room.
Damn thing's locked from the other side.
Yeah, of course. It's okay. I gotta make use of these valves then.
I have to find a magnetic card.
Okay, that much we know. What the heck is that? You know what? He's dead, but... Oh, snap. Come on. Search the zombies. There you go. Oh no, we're attached. Ouch. So what happened there was one of those little guys came out and attached himself to us and killed us. Alright, we don't need to watch that again. At least we know where we're going here. Man, they do a lot of damage. Spear gun?
Spear gun can do. Ubisoft's journal.
I have to read that.
Mother of God, Bennett, you would not believe what I just saw.
Easy there. I heard it all. You need to go find Captain Lubensky. Pronto.
But this girl, Anna.
It's probably just some Russian hooker Yusupov had on board. Go find the captain before the tub you're on capsizes.
Yusupov said she had answers. I'd like to hear
Hansen, I'm trying to keep you alive here.
and I'm gonna keep her alive. Hansen out.
Nope, I did not see the second one. At this point, I still don't have AK-47 ammo, but I do have the spear gun ammo. I think we could grab ammo in the center here. No, we already had picked it up by this point.
It's unlocked.
Oh. Got it. How you get the health pack? You get it from the zombie before they fade away. So the engine room was good for two things. It's good for health and a little bit of ammo. Another door there. Let's get machine gun ammo first. This is the one the door that they said was locked on the other side. We never tried this one though.
Damn thing's locked from the other side.
Same deal there. E. That means pump. Gotcha. So there's a propeller shaft room. There's a couple of doors here we need to get into. I wonder if I could do something to attract them towards a spear. Hakok. In Russian. Is he gonna get electrocuted because of that? Oh, that's awesome. Okay. That works for me. Fortunately, he was the only one. That killed the monster up above. Yep. Killed them all.
Here's the electronic key.
Now we get into the propeller room. It's spelled weirdly, so I could be wrong, but a pump room on a ship seems to make sense. Definitely. I think a ship would have a pump room. And now we got the key to the propeller room. Yeah, it's the wrong way, but what about all these spears and things? Come back from.
Haven't tried that door yet.
Well, now that we got the key, let's save it. The save points are pretty frequent here. They're not bad. Shotgun.
Good old shotgun.
Kill him. Oh, come on. That noise. There's a health med kit back there or somewhere. Oh, here they come. Alright, well. There you go. Yes, the barrels will explode. Oh man, come on. They wouldn't fall. If they were to make it to this side, I could have just exploded the barrels on them, but... Sucks about this gun is it doesn't have a sight. Gotcha. Hey Synergy, how's it going? The game's going well. We made some progress this time, unlike Friday. So we got pretty far. Nice. Make sure he's dead. You can't pick up anything from them when they're burnt. Perfect shot. He's feeling around. Where's my head? He's looking on the floor. That's awesome. Somebody wants to clip that. That'd be cool. That just looked really, really good. I could clip it after. It's okay. How's your day going, Synergy? That was more powerful than I expected. Same here. That was really cool, though. I just blew his head off, and he's like looking to see where it is. He's feeling for it, and then he's looking around to see if it fell off.
It looks like this will do the job.
Another hand wheel for the fish hole door. Didn't we go through that already? I give you another one just in case you miss it.
Blocked by an electrical system.
Oh, that should be easy to do here. Just gotta break that electrical system.
It's unlocked.
Going okay. Spent some time outdoors today. Nice. Glad you got to enjoy it. Yeah, it's starting to get colder here, so the days spent outside are going to be limited going forward. We got a 70-degree day today, but didn't feel like 70. Weather's pretty good right now. Ticks are bad this year, though. That's not good.
Damn thing's locked from the other side.
Well, yeah, we know that, but this door is open. This hand wheel opens the starboard fish hold. Can we do that already? This should have brought us back to where Anna was. Apparently it did not. Thanks, Drac. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, do I go back to the fish hold? Hold on. There must have been a door we missed downstairs. Let's hope none of those zombies come back alive. Is this door up here? We never went through there. That's the door. There you go. One behind me, too. Jeez, I'm terrible at shooting. Aiming. Well, before we go all the way down there, there's probably the long way to get to Anna. Let's take all of this. Fully loaded. Well, sounds like there's something in here. Oh, it's the electricity making noise. Okay. What does this bring me? Ubisoft's journal. The cartel is growing impatient. The results promised by Kamsky early reports are a long time coming. I'm just gonna skim through this. I sense Kamsky's enthusiasm. There was live discussions. There was live discussions with Bakarov. And we started on humans, of which the cartel seemed to have an inexhaustible supply. Of course they do. First forced contamination was the toughest for Kamsky. After that, he gradually got used to it. Barkov's prototypes alone came in at $150,000 a piece. And so when Anishchenkov told me what he had discovered by pirating Kamsky's laptop, I could have killed him. That is why I've taken Anna aside. She's the last ace up my sleeve, and I will kill her without the slightest hesitation. Maybe we don't have to kill her. Thanks, Brex. You might already be dead, this Anna woman. I mean, she was alive when we heard from her, obviously, in that room, but she could be dead by now. Dead to Anna. Dead to Anna. You know what? Where does this go?
It's unlocked.
Okay. This goes to the fish hold.
The damn thing's stuck.
Seriously? Goodness gracious. Kill him. Stomp on his... Oh, freak this. Still somewhat janky here. Self-defense. Well, if it is self-defense, then we can't argue about that. I didn't fully explore that area though, so I don't know. It said it unlocked the door. I'm not going to be able to open it anymore. Do we have a wheel? We don't. You would need a wheel on this side to open it. Bet you we missed a big part of the game down there. Shoot, the water's electric. Dude, him. Right, step into the water right now. Oh, snap. We're gonna get killed here, aren't we? This brings us back to Anna, actually. I think if you step into the water, it might be a shocking experience, though you might find it illuminating. You're learning from Shade, aren't you? Shade Yoshi. It was an illuminating experience, but not for me, for the zombie. Actually, we don't even need to go this way, because now we could rescue Anna. And there's a health kit back there I don't think I ever took, so hopefully we could use that. Makes sense to leave the health kits around. Got ya. Go find that med kit, health kit, whatever it is that we just left behind. Oh, let's rescue Anna first.
It's unlocked.
Here we go, Braxton. Yes, I want to save.
Anna?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
My name is Tom
There's a
Hansen.
med kit right there.
Why should I believe you?
Because I'm here and you're not dead.
Ha, funny. Where is Dimitri?
Yusupov's dead.
Good. The bastard deserved it.
So can you tell me what the hell is going on here? He said you had some answers.
He lied. I don't have answers.
Then
For the
who
best.
does?
Papa does. We can radio him. He will know what to do. I think you and I are linked, Hansen. We will both make it through this, or neither of us will.
Oh, great.
For both.
An escort
You
quest.
have a choice.
So she just said either we do this together or we don't. Letter to Anna from Kamsky. Probably telling her her father's dead. I have tried many times to write this letter, but always I have failed. I want to tell you how sorry I am for the way in which my work has affected your life. Well, Kamsky is her father, that's right. Since your mother died, I have put you through hell, endless moving, harsh tutoring. Remote boarding schools. However, you know how much my work means to me, especially since our arrival on the star of Sakhalin. I realize I have never given you a normal childhood, but trust me, I will give you an extraordinary life. I love you very much, Papa. Okay, so... See what happens, Braxton? We can't kill her. It's game over. If she runs into the scene and we accidentally shoot her and kill her, or she dies at the hand of a zombie, it's over. Poor Anna. Well, at least we tried that experiment. Okay, well, this is probably a good time to cut the game in the stream. It's been fun. You know what? Yeah, we'll call it here. We'll end on that note with Anna's death. I'm enjoying this. It's nothing spectacular, but it's pretty good for survival horror. Anyway, thank you for joining me on today's stream. We're gonna come back with Anna soon enough. Wednesday, 3:45 p.m. we continue our Halloween streams where we're playing horror-themed games. Cold Fear is up. And we got pretty far on Cold Fear because we rescued Anna. Synergy, thank you for stopping by. I'm sorry we're cutting so soon. But let's raid someone. Let's see who's online. You're welcome, Drac. You and Braxton, thank you for clipping that. Everybody else who was here, Senor Hefes, Emilio DRS. Now I'm missing people. Crazy Kane, obviously. Genie Mania was here. Thanks for hanging out. If I forgot anybody, I apologize. Let's see who's online. Anybody playing Ghostbusters? No, they're not. Who's on? Not a lot of people on right now. Doing vocals today. Okay, let's raid Sinitar. He's on. He's playing Jagged Alliance. He hasn't had fun with that game, but... Good night, everyone. See you guys hopefully on Wednesday. If not, I'll see you on your streams. Take care.